Thank you for taking time to consider a weight loss and health management program that is one that is effective, realistic, and sustainable. We understand that these are challenging journeys and certainly ones that are difficult to undertake. So that's why we are dedicated to providing you with a program that is sustainable, realistic, and highly effective. We take great pride in creating authentic and dynamic multi-tiered programs. We believe everyone deserves access to the best possible care. And our commitment to providing individualized services ensures that you receive exactly what you need to reach your goals. So don't hesitate. Contact us today to learn more on how to transform your health and achieve this sustainable and long-term amazing progress. The evolution, right? Crazy. So, as always, things are changing, things are always evolving. And, those of you that have been with me from the start have seen that evolution happen. So the reason I brought you all here today is because there have been some changes being made to my business because of the evolution. And it's all exciting news, and I want to share it with you because it does involve you and it does involve your memberships, but it also involves the offerings that I'm going to have for you, and it's going to involve my role as Get You Fit, as you've known me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here and give you a little presentation. Tonight's presentation is going to be the history, the team, the practice, and the program updates. So we're gonna slide right into that. So where it began. All right. So I'm gonna give you a little history here, and then I'm gonna let my boys go. For those of you that don't know, I started this before as a teacher, but really as a personal trainer. And I left the industry because I had a passion for nutrition. I actually was told to leave where I was working. I was given a choice, stay or leave, because I was telling my clients, how to eat, and I shouldn't have been because I was a personal trainer. I should have been telling them, nope, can't tell you what to eat before a race. I'm like, well, you know what? Then I can't work here. And so I called my husband, and you could see him right there at the time, back in 2011, at our old Huntley house, and I literally was like, I don't have a job. And at the time, our basement wasn't finished, and my son at the time, as you can see, was his little sidekick and still is. And shockingly, all of my clients came over the next day, and many of them are still with me. It's really awesome. But nonetheless, I was a trainer. I was a trainer. But really, was I a trainer? I mean, I was a trainer, but I was a life coach. I was a nutritionist. I was all the things I am today, but I was unlicensed. You know what I mean? Like, I was telling people how to eat. I was telling people, I was guiding people. I was, and it was out of my basement. And I knew it was really what I wanted to do. And so throughout the time, I basically grew my business, right? And I did it through a lot of communication. And what makes my business, what makes my program excel is that communication, is that data. I mean, I have tens of hundreds of thousands of countless right, of text messages. I mean, right, and they'll tell you, like, I'm just constantly how many phones and devices, and And that is why I understand the weird fluctuations of that scale. Like I joke about my magic powers. I joke about me being the weight loss warrior, whisperer, but that is only because I see the patterns. The patterns are there because I'm, how often have I seen this day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, I mean, think about that, right? 12 years of that. I mean, you are no different when you text me and your weight went up. You are no different than the thousands of others. And that is unique about this, right? And so as I scrambled and pasted all of this together, it started with a couple meal plans, and they were so basic that it turned into, let me look at your data. Then it turned into, let me oh wow, let me build a video and post it. And oh wow, let me build a workout channel, right? And so all of a sudden there's all these different avenues, and I'm loving it, right? But I'm the one that's still doing all of it, as I'm still doing all of, the tens of thousands of text messages. And the point is that is what makes my program unique. However, throughout the time, I have been also blessed with seeing this evolution. And I won't bore you, but there are a lot of nuances in my business that make me, I believe, a valuable asset. And I came to terms with the fact that I cannot possibly do it alone. And so I would like to introduce you to my team, because I'm kind of restructuring the way that I'm going to be running the business. I've always been the only one to do it all, right? And I've loved it. But as many of you have kind of seen, there have been bumps in the road. The tens of hundreds of thousands of text messages have come from 5 phone numbers. I mean, that is one example of I am not a business person, and we could joke about that, but that, that's a frustration. And that's where I am so honored that you are so loyal and dedicated to me, to have continued on with all of the bumps in the road. So now, with all that being said, as an expert in my field, and now I have the credentials, I'm dedicated in providing the highest quality of service to my clients. I'm up to date on the highest health standards, with the highest levels of research, and I rely on my expertise. So it's my program I've developed that I'm tailoring to each of you, right? But now I also have a team of experts that are going to help me, so things aren't as hectic. This means that I can provide better service for the nutrition, and just be on top of it. And the Irene oopsies won't be there, hopefully, right? So what's the outcome? Well, there's going to be some changes, because I will not be doing the website anymore. And before I kind of continue, I kind of want to let Nicholas, my son, who's also my project manager, who's really helped me a lot with the organization of some of my templates, and is kind of taking over some of the customer management end. And head of operations, my husband, Matt. So Matt, if you want to kind of come and say hi.
Hello, ladies, or well, and gentlemen. Where's the camera?
Right there.
Okay. I'm not sure really what to say, but it's nice to see you all. And seem like I know some of you from so many different, texts and Facebook posts and all that stuff. I read them all. So I try to help as much as possible. So I actually get to see her. And
so basically once this week, this company is going to start taking over. It's called Patient Now. And Nick, do you want to kind of jump in and tell a little bit more about Patient Now? Do you know more about it? Sure. And this is Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm Nick, Irene's son. Yeah, as she said, I'm gonna be the project manager moving forward. But yeah, we're gonna be transitioning to Patient Now, along with a redesigned website through a different. It's gonna be entirely different. As Irene said, the website will not be managed entirely by her. There still will be things that we need to do, which I will be handling primarily along with Matt. But Patient Now and the management team over there will be handling majority of that. And Patient Now is just basically a kind of a more medical, HIPAA compliant, some say browser, but platform.
So basically the way you want to look at it, thank you so much. The way you want to look at it is look at it as if you are joining a new website. Okay. And Patient Now is taking care of the billing. So those of you that have memberships with me, you will be contacted. If you don't want to switch your membership over, you don't need to. Those of you that are going to renew memberships can renew with the new platform. Okay. And that's a completely different discussion that we'll have at a different time, because that will be a merger that will happen entirely exclusively based on each person's membership. But the bigger picture is I will not be handling the memberships at all. So look at it as if you are going to the dentist. You're going to the dentist, right? The dentist is not handling your membership. The dentist is not handling why your bridge has not come in, right? So if you are having labs run with me and your lab work isn't in yet, I won't be the one that you will contact. And that's a learning curve, right? So I see Heather's on the, I see Dawn on the call. Dawn, not to call you out. Yes, thanks you guys. Dawn is having labs run with me. Okay. And Dawn is a great client of mine and has become a friend. We had some confusion today. This is a perfect example. We had some confusion today. She scheduled an appointment last week that I never canceled. She thought it was canceled. It was a miscommunication. She was waiting for me today. I thought we had canceled it because we met last week. None of this would occur because Patient Now would not allow it. Understand? Because Dawn will make the appointment through the portal. If there's any question, there is a customer management team that Dawn will contact. So Dawn is not bothering me. I'd rather hear from Dawn to be like, hey, guess what? I blah, blah, blah. Not the chaos of what we wasted our time today with. Does that make sense? So this is a big, big improvement. Because if you think about those of you that do have a relationship with me, the amount of chaos that is spent with appointments being made and canceled, and where's my membership, and if you only knew the amount of hours and lost sleep and disorganized chaos I have on my end. So it will no longer be mine. Does that make sense? And so those of you that choose to stay on the old platform will be still with Wix. Those of you that choose to go to Patient Now will have it then being taken by the professionals. So your appointments, your sessions, your scheduling, everything will be, imagine making a dentist appointment. So for example, my brother, who's a dentist, I'm referring to Patient Now. I have many doctors that I'm referring to Patient Now because of the platform. And I'm using them for the labs. So it's HIPAA compliant, but it will allow you to schedule. It will allow you to make your specific appointments. Which, can I please now go to the next one, which is why you're all here. Okay. Now, over time, you know, I have muddled my way through trying to help everyone. Okay. And you know, I'm being down to earth. It is impossible for me to help you all. All right. There is no one size fits all. Okay. And the only way to truly find your results is to have some customization. Okay. In order for me to do this, I have to have help and technology. And I'm able to do that now. Okay. And that's amazing. And when you see this, it's going to blow you away. It is absolutely going to blow you away. And now that I don't have to worry anymore about my dear love Patty, where is she? Who I would love to meet for coffee, but we spend so much time messing with her dang appointments and where they are and why she can't find them, and we're right, Patty, we got someone else now that's gonna help you, and it ain't gonna be me. You and I could spend time on why you have hired me. Does that make sense? I mean, if you think about how much time we spend, you know, my brother's a dentist. He does not spend that much time with his patients, going back and forth about memberships and payment problems, right? So this is huge. Okay. I can now devote my time to some personalization. Okay. So this is going to bring you a lot closer to your goals. Okay. I've been holding this in so long because I've been kind of like, you know, wanting to share it, but not. And okay, so super thirsty. So here we are. Week 1 was last week. I sent this video out. I don't know how many of you watched it, but regardless, you know, I started sending them all the stuff. They're really kind of just merging everybody in. I just got the email literally like 10 minutes ago from Patient Now saying all of your information's been merged. So all of your emails are in there. No credit card information, nothing. Only first name, last name, email, phone number. And some of you, I don't even have phone numbers. So that's that. Okay. Stand by for directions. I haven't even figured out how to log myself on yet. Okay. My coaches, who will be offering services, who are Deanna and Lisa, and also Leslie, who will be the onboarding liaison. She's there. They will all have services right on there, so you can hop on, make appointments with them. You will not ask me. I'm gonna say I don't know, because I don't. It's not my system. So it's like I'm going to work, and so it takes a little off of me, but I also want you to also understand it's still my business and I'm still taking ownership, of course, but there's no way I can tell you the customer service is quick. It's I'm one person, right? So okay, so we're at week 2. I've also working on the website. And they're really putting a leash on me. Yeah, so they're going to organize things. Obviously they're specialists for a reason. So I'm actually, it's going to be great. And I've told them, do not mess with the recipes. Like I've told them what is the most important, and actually I'm putting out a survey, and that's what is my next thing. I would love to hear from you. That's so important to me. So that's where we're kind of at. I haven't seen anything. I can do what I want. I could change my colors. I could do what I want, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep it the same, but it's just going to get cleaned up. So anyhow, right now, I want to tell you about Evolve. I wasn't going to even stress about it. I'm like, there is no better name for this than Evolve. Period. It like totally fits the whole genre. So I'm just going to be cut and dry about it. I've had help with this, and that's the best part of this. Evolve 30. This really doesn't pertain to you unless you are somebody that wants to completely start over, which I don't still wouldn't pertain to you unless you are someone that has never tried my program. That's really what you would do this for. That is, I really don't want to commit to the full shebang. So the Evolve 30 is a 30-day program, and everything's updated, taking the best of the best. Like you heard me say, I'm taking everyone's favorites. I'm taking what everybody has loved, and I'm putting it in there. Okay. So nothing's finalized yet, but that's going to be the Evolve 30. Okay. I don't have price points. Again, we're in the process. And the Evolve is kind of what the tiers. Okay. The 3 tiers. So I have blown away these people in this industry. I will tell you, they had a lengthy meeting today, and I want to share this with you. I've shared it with Leslie. What time is it? Such an interesting phenomenon. I told them about how I do my pricing, and they're like, what? And I said, well, I do 3 months, and then the price drops, and then it's 3 more months and the price drops, and then 3 more months. And they're like, well, how'd you come up with that? I'm like, well, it's just, it just has to do with this. And so I explained the whole process to him. And then he's like, well, have you ever tried a yearly thing? Monthly? And I said, yeah, I did the diamond, completely face planted. I think out of 37 people that did the diamond, and that, mind you, it was a deal. So $75 a month for a year, and then a year for free. I think it was like 20% finished the agreement. Everyone else either quit, got their money, got out of the agreement, whatever, paid the dropout fee or whatever. Yeah. So there's something about that commitment, right? So regardless, I need that in there. I need that in there. And I spent some time with an executive coach. We talked about that, like, and she's also in the program. And Lisa, if you don't mind, I'd love to hear from you too, because she's experienced this as a client, and I'm like, that needs to be in there. Like, why is it that there's a 95% success rate when people pay every 3 months? Every 3 months. Okay, every 3 months. And then, okay, why is that? But then the monthly is such an epic failure when it's that much more affordable. So I've decided not to make monthly an option. It's been an epic. It's been an epic. I don't like to use fail. It has never worked. And I like to say that I want to be here for commitment. I don't want to pacify those that are not wanting to commit, if that makes sense. And I don't want to sound harsh, but it's a lot to not have that other end in this. So the Evolve is a 9-month commitment. Okay, and this again doesn't involve any of you because you're in this. Okay, but I've dropped the price in half. So the way it works for anybody that isn't in the program is it is $150, and then you get charged 3 months later, $150. You get charged 3 months later that other $150. So the price did go down, but there are some changes also in the program. But the beauty of it is you get to upgrade and add on to your meal plans. And this is the part that I want to show you.